Here in the mountains of central Pennsylvania, many like to think they are far removed from the terrifying twisters that often barrel through Tornado Alley in the central part of the United States. But it was 27 years ago, May 31st, 1985, these ideas changed forever as nightmares turned to reality and a deadly series of tornadoes struck Pennsylvania. In total, 41 tornadoes and numerous damaging thunderstorms tore through Ontario, Canada, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, killing 88 people, injuring over 1,000, and raking up over $450 million in property damage. The culprit is a storm system that traversed the Great Lakes, trailing a cold front south through the Ohio Valley. This surged warm, moist air from the south into the northeastern United States and Canada, including here in Pennsylvania. This was one of many ingredients that came together just right to produce the rare group of twisters. One of the strongest tornadoes that day struck Moshannon State Forest in central Pennsylvania. Unknowingly in its path was Howard Hunt, a resident from Clearfield, Pennsylvania, and his Boy Scouts. Their plans were to have a calm, enjoyable camping trip in a log cabin at Parker Dam State Park. But Mother Nature had other plans. This is the same cabin where Howard Hunt and his son rode out the tornado. So let's go back 27 years ago, where the day started out just like a typical May morning. The sun rose up, shining through small openings in what used to be a rather dense forest around the cabin. It did not take much of the sunlight to create a very warm afternoon with large, puffy cumulus clouds billowing into the atmosphere. By 7:30 in the afternoon, the numerous tornado-producing thunderstorms are packing a punch in Ohio and western Pennsylvania. Radar microfilm from Pittsburgh shows the thunderstorms scattered about, but at this time, a large thunderstorm on the edge of the radar's coverage area touches down the tornado that is barreling towards the Scouts. Another radar system from Penn State University captured the thunderstorms and its hook shape on the south end where the tornado was located. But enclosed in the dense forest, it approached with very little warning. Howard Hunt explains how they had very little time to grab each other and hold on to the door frame.
Him hanging on to one door frame, me hanging on the other door frame with these kids in between us, especially holding him up. Or holding his hand, both of us, because he was just flapping in the breeze like a kite.
Yeah, 'cause I remember
literally.
These photographs show the devastation of Parker Dam State Park with a massive loss of trees blown down and the twisting winds. The cabin was a total loss, the walls just barely standing, but somehow, miraculously, everyone survived with only minor injuries huddled together in the doorframe. But the damage was done. Before word spread, Howard contacted his family to let them know that they were okay.
He called me the next morning about 10 o'clock. He said, oh, it was canceled. The camping trip was canceled because a tree flew across the road. Can you come pick me up? Well, I pitched a fit because it was my weekend. They were taking my weekend, my free weekend. And when I saw it, I could only say 3 words. The whole time was, oh my God. Oh my God.
By 9 o'clock that evening, the tornado, over a half a mile wide at times, was on the ground for an hour and a half, cutting a path as long as 65 miles in length. Since most of the path was over unpopulated forest, nobody was killed and only one injury was reported nearby Moshannon State Forest. But since 1985, meteorology technology and warning systems have improved dramatically. Today we have Doppler radar, which plays a key role in detecting the approximate locations of tornadoes. High-resolution forecast models allow forecasters to more accurately predict not only the location, but timing of severe weather as well. If an outbreak like this occurs again, it still would have a large and lasting impact, but these improvements would help save lives. And this outbreak is a stark reminder that tornadoes can traverse the mountainous terrain here in central Pennsylvania. Coming up next after the Almanac, Sydney Daniel has a recap of your weekend forecast and even a peek of the weather coming up next week.